Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. A Thursday afternoon show, a short, sharp Thursday show indeed. Yes, welcome back. I tell you what, went out this morning and it was snowing, started to snow. Oh, we're not in March. Was it like not last week with, British summertime? Typical weather. That's what it is over here in England, anyway, at least. So yeah, we've got actually four parts of a whole. We've got a passing of an Arsenal legend. You know, an anniversary, 21 years of his passing. We've got some news in regards to Lacazette. Arsenal might be on the verge of offering him a contract. Is Lacazette going to take it? I don't know. I've got no idea. And a certain defender saying that he can score 20 goals. A defender scoring 20 goals? I think, listen, Arsenal played behind closed doors against Brentford B team. Yeah, and Lacazette scored a hat trick. But this defender, man, he made me laugh, man. He's saying he can score 20 goals. I don't think so. I don't think so. And there's some other bits and pieces of news kind of sandwiched in the middle of that. The boy thinking, actually got all the special effects there. Yeah, the special effects. Have you not seen? Look, I need some plastic surgery, man. I need some plastic surgery. He's going to pay for it. No, I'm not joking. I'm joking, man. Plastic surgery. So I thought I'd put up the blurred backdrop before the missus starts complaining. You've done the video and you can see everyone. Anyway, we're here. We're going to enjoy the show. It's going to be a short, sharp Thursday show on Cannon Fodder TV. See the two ticks. Yes, indeedy. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Welcome back to a short, sharp Thursday show on Cannon Fodder TV. Yeah, like it says there, if you wouldn't mind just subscribing, where is it? It says it there in cyberspace. Subscribe to Cannon Fodder TV. Help us grow. Thank you very much for that. It's been cold day today, man. I think what's going on? It was just like last week Sunday, British summertime began. Look at my calendar. It says British summertime started last week Sunday when the clocks went forward. Anyway, let's get into this new segments. And like I said from the get-go, top of the show, 21-year anniversary, man, of the passing of a real club legend, David Rocastle. 21 years on since his passing, and I never get tired of telling the story. I know my brother likes to tell the story, but I like to also tell the story when my brother and myself met David Rocastle and Michael Thomas in North London. Anyone who lives or knows London, North London especially, there's a place called Wood Green, and it must have been 1987, 88, must have maybe 88. We were in a newly opened, as a clothesman store. I'm not going to say the name. And we were just there browsing in the shop with my brother and myself. And David Rocastle and Michael Thomas. And I can't remember which one it was, of the two, but they asked my brother if my brother worked in the shop. And my brother said, no, we just hear customers. And I'm sure it most likely was David Rocastle who said that. And they just walked off. They said, thank you. And they just walked off. And it never, we said, my brother said to me, did you realize? I said, yeah, that was David Rocastle and Michael Thomas. And it never occurred to us to ask for their autographs. Never. But I'm never going to get tired of telling that story, yeah, goodness gracious me, man. Just the time has just flown, 1st of March 2001 passing, man. Anyway, a club legend, and no, don't let anybody tell you anything different. David Rocastle forever in our memory, at least forever in my memory, and So that's the first news. And the second news, we'll probably talk about Lacazette. And as I understand it, Arsenal played. They play behind closed doors. Why would you play behind closed doors? Anyway, we beat Brentford B team 4-1. London Colney. And Lacazette, yeah, scored a hat trick. So congratulations to Lacazette. But there's just some news about Arsenal going to offer Lacazette a contract extension. Are they? Listen, I've got no idea. Also considering offering Lacazette a new 1+1 contract extension, according to a report from France. L'Equipe via GFFN report that Arsenal could offer Lacazette a new 1-year contract extension with the option for a further season afterwards. As it stands, Lacazette's deal with the Gunners is set to expire this summer. Mikel Arteta obviously hinted that the length of the potential extension was the key issue to resolve ahead of this summer, mentioning that they need to sort out the contractual timing of the new deal. I think with Alex, not me, Lacazette, it's very clear what he brings to the team. Arteta said he's shown it consistently since I've been here. And what we have to resolve is a contractual timing in the best possible way and when we will all align in the same page. The assumption was that Arsenal are keen to hand Lacazette short-term extensions during this transitional period, whilst the striker himself probably wants long-term security. Perhaps a 1+1 extension would help the parties to reach a compromise, but you'd imagine Lacazette will want 2 years or more guaranteed. Arteta previously confirmed that Arsenal have agreed to discuss Lacazette's contract situation in the summer. In the summer, well, it'll be too late by then. It'll be too late. And then I'm just thinking, why have we allowed it to get to this point? If you're going to negotiate with time to spare. We haven't got time to spare. I can't get anything that the camera's probably a little bit low. Let me just come. There we go. Hey, that's better. I mean, you want to negotiate in the summer. His contract is up in the summer. Get the business done in time. We never learn the lesson, do we? Never, ever learn the lesson. Now, in regards to my personal point of view, I would offer him a 1-year contract extension. Please, Arsenal, learn from the history. Don't go crazy and offer a guy like a 3 and 4 year contract extension. 1 year, maybe with an option to extend, and that is it. Now, whether Lacazette would want to take up the offer is down to him. But I understand, as you know, about security, whether you're a road sweeper, you're a teacher, you're a doctor, you want security, don't you? And much like a footballer, he'd want to know, that his trade is well compensated for. So why not? But are Arsenal about to go crazy, all guns blazing? So yeah, Lacazette will give you a 3-year contract extension. No, learn the lessons from the past. Okay, what's the next one? Yeah, we'll talk about this one. Rob Holding, man. Rob Holding's a joker, man. I respect him as a defender. Really, really good. Rob, the 20-goal striker, speaking on the Sky Sports football YouTube channel, Rob Holding has been discussing the idea of potentially playing up front for the Gunners. Do you want me to repeat that again? Speaking on the Sky Sports football YouTube channel, Rob Holding has been discussing the idea of potentially playing up front for the Gunners. The centre-back by trade, Holding was asked how he'd get on if he played as a number 9 in this Arsenal team on a weekly basis, with his tongue firmly pressed in his cheek. Holding claimed that he'd net 20 goals. Holding spoke about potentially playing up front. How many goals do you think you would score playing up front for 38 games in the current Arsenal side, playing every week. Holding was asked. Well, go with 20. Yeah, 20 goals a season striker, mate. My price tag has gone straight up. Absolute joker, man. 20 goals. I was just thinking, if I came back out of retirement, how many goals could I score? It put me on the minus, man. Anyway, it's not about this. It's about Rob Holding. Rob Holding, 20-goal striker. Rob, the 20-goal striker. Anyway, and the last news segment, I'll probably put up the manager's face because actually I didn't prepare a thumbnail artwork for that. Arsenal are apparently sweating on the availability of a few players come Monday when we're back in Premier League action against Crystal Palace. And I think Ramsdale is one of them. Tomiyasu is another. And there's just a couple of other players as well. So I guess no doubt, I will keep an eye on the news in regards to the players who have been out long-term, short-term, or medium-term injuries the second part of the season. So these have been the news segments currently running on Cannon Fodder TV on a Thursday afternoon on Cannon Fodder TV. Now I'm just thinking, did I not do a poll? Did I not do a poll? I think I did do a poll. Did I do a poll? I did do a poll. And the poll, in actual fact, was in regards to the top scorer. Who do you believe will be the top scorer come the end of the season? And let's see what are the results. Oh, before I give the results, I want to say I saw Arsene Wenger, Invincible, eventually. And I can't speak for everyone, but I can only speak for myself. And I felt really sad. At the end, I felt really, really sad. Because he talks about himself that he wished he had left. And his ambition got the better of him. And 2004, he was thinking about leaving. And David Dean, as you said, convinced him to stay. Which is fair enough. But then you're thinking he had various other opportunities to leave. And what kind of kept it up for me when he said Highbury was his soul and the Emirates, I think he said, was the stress, the ambition, you see? And it's what happens when you got one person having too many fingers in different pies. And he suffered for it. He said, I don't have any real reason to go back. There's no reason to go back. I'm thinking, oh my goodness. Not good. Not good. So if you're not seeing it, I don't really want to spoil it for you, but what I'll take from it is even Patrick Vieira himself said, literally, this is what happens when you've got a group of players who will fight for the manager. The togetherness. What's the saying? It's the teamwork that makes the dream work. That's one thing. And then again, Arsene Wenger just saying that, he should have left. He had so many opportunities. I think the England job came a couple of times. He could have gone to France, on a club level, could have gone to Spain, Italy. Yeah. Anyway. Let's look at this poll. And the poll was in regards to who will be the top scorer come the end of the season. We've got 258 votes. No comments just yet. We've got 12 likes. And the options were Martinelli, Lacazette, Smith Rowe, Saka, and other player. Just kind of encapsulating any other players that I might have missed out. So out of 258 votes, these are the results. So on 2%, it is other player. I think, who's the other player? I've got no idea who's the other player. And on the 4%, Lacazette. 11% is Martinelli. On 18%, is Smith Rowe. And on 65% is Bukayo Saka. I don't think I would have got those results if our previous captain was here. If he was there, the guy who left and actually who said he was going to be a legend, wanted to be a legend, and he left and he went to play for Barcelona. I don't think so, because what you see now, you've got a bigger pool of players actually, calling together and scoring goals. You can't just rely on one player to score the goals, or 1.5 players. But for me, that's healthy. All right, okay. So let us go into the live chat and see who has joined us on this Thursday afternoon short, sharp show. We got there in the end. Let's see if there's anybody. Let's have a look. Oh, quite a few comments. So we've got a moderator, believe it or not. Ashley D says, "Hey up, Gooners." And let me put his comments up. There we go. And the assemble, good afternoon. This is afternoon night, so trust the process. I've been saying Nketiah is our new attacker for next season. Can you count it out when Lacazette is being offered a new contract instead of the door? What I would say, the assembled, and I've been scratching my head for quite a few months now. You've got a player who has turned down 2 contract offers. I mean, I don't know greater details what was contained in the offers there, which means the player does not want to stay. That's clear. Playing in sight, it's clear that the player has turned down 2 contract offers. So I'm thinking, all right, okay, so he wants to leave. Then why do you continue to play Eddie Nketiah? If he's made it clear that I don't want to sign any contract extension, by default, he's telling you that he wants to leave. Then why do you keep playing him for? I just don't get that. I don't get it. Very, very strange for me. Seems due to the lack of Spurs needing to purchase new silverware cabinets, IKEA announced the closing of the Tottenham store. Well, listen, I had because my brother actually works through that organization, I heard it hot off the press from my brother. So you're a bit slow in that, Ashley D. Lack of accuracy. Yeah, 1+1. I've never heard of a contract being framed like that. It's like 1 year with an option of another. 1+1. 1+1 equals 2. With the option to extend means there's an option if all things goes well. But 1+1 is actually saying, well, anyway, it's a bit strange for me. A little bit strange. Lack of ambition. Lack of scouts. All right, we're going lack of proactive recruitment. Lack of, okay. Ivan, Mr. IT, Mr. Ivan Tony. What do you want to come to Arsenal? Is he the kind of striker that Arsenal really needs at this point? I mean, let's see, how many goals has Ivan Tony scored in... let's have a look. Ivan Tony. Shots. Silver Butchers. Well, you know what? Not bad, He scored 11 goals. 2 assists. He's got 6 yellow cards. And so for making his maiden appearance in the Premier League, that is not bad. 26, and literally, this is just Premier League. I'm not talking about across, all competitions. Only in the Premier League. 25 matches, 11 goals, 2 assists, and 6 yellow cards. Not bad. But we might need to look for a striker who's got probably a little bit more goals in him than just that. Not really enough for me. If Lacazette turns the contract down, what is Arsenal backup plan? Pray. I've got no idea. No idea, man. Big up, Alex. Been like a confidence off. All right, sentiment See, thank you for that. How much money would we raise by sales monies alone? Uh, Good question. Good question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Christopher, have you seen the news? Arsenal. There's something about Stan going to offer us. Was it 120 million pounds? Don't believe it. What a joke! He doesn't get goals even from set pieces. So Bob chance. Well, he scored a hat trick yesterday, didn't he, against Brentford B team? That must count for something. I'm not that bothered if Lacazette goes. He works hard, but that's about it, and not enough goals. He was well paid. Pride and ego power kept him here. Not one bit of sympathy from me. I wouldn't say sympathy for him because I tell you what, even Lee Dixon and who else was it? Lee Dixon, and I think who was it? Definitely it was Lee Dixon. So you know what? In actual fact, it was of his own making. I was thinking, oh my goodness, he put money and power above Arsenal. I was thinking, oh my goodness. So it's not sympathy for him. It's just like how can I can't describe it. I just thought I don't know. I don't know. It was just like, oh my goodness, look what happened. Like Lee Dixon said, you did this to yourself because you should have walked away. David Dean, you've got to remember, as much as I love the guy, and it's like a David Dean kind of person that we're missing at Arsenal now, making a connection between the board and the players. But David Dean, he was the one who let that guy come in through the front door, a wolf in sheep's clothing, Stan Kroenke. He allowed the guy in. And what was it all about? It was all about the money. In the documentary, this talk about, but we had to move. I've seen all the other clubs, getting like 50,000 plus, capacity. I think but we didn't have to move. We did not have to move. And yeah, it was just all about the money. And like David Dean eventually left. And who was there to carry the can? Arsene Wenger. The ambitious, got the best of him. And actually, he says in the documentary as well. People who are very, very ambitious like that, just so focused on that one thing, there has to be a price to be paid for that. And he paid a high price. He said literally, with his daughter, the relationship, and he being getting divorced as well, because he said literally it was a triangle from the pitch, the stadium, to his home, and then to London Colney. That was a triangle for Arsene Wenger. The ambition paid a high price, but to hear him actually say, "I wish I had left," the ambition got the better of me. I was thinking, wow. And now you realize it. But, yeah. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, not sympathy for him. It's just like, I really don't know. I can probably say the closest emotion would be sadness, but it's not sadness. It's like pity for him, not sympathy. Pity because, again, it was of his own making. He could have walked away. No wrong sentiments. We are still in the same place from Wenger left, beating all the same teams, getting piped by the better teams. It's funny you should mention that because I said the same thing with this new collaboration I'm doing now with Ray from Arsenal Fan Circle, Glenn Kitely, Everything Arsenal, Matt from AFC Fan Room, and who else? Oh yeah, DWTT. And I said we can't have a claim to anything unless we can show we are capable of beating the top four teams. We can't have a claim to anything. And you're right. I think for me, we look pretty good. We look okay when we come, against a club that's probably about to get relegated or a mid-table team. But when it comes to time, when it's all hands on a pump, we're found wanting. We're found to be short yet again. But anyway. What about the poll? What about the poll? Let me refresh the poll. I'll refresh the poll just for you. Let's have a look. So again, guys, the poll was in regards to who will be the top scorer. End up being the top scorer for Arsenal. And let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Been a little bit of a change, but the numbers remain the same. Yeah. Out in front is Saka on 65%. Yeah, Saka, top scorer at the end of the season. And other player, who's the other player? I'm not sure. Who's the other player? Would you sell Shaka for 10 million? Let me think about that. Give me time to think about it. Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, I didn't need to take long to think about Granit Xhaka. Would I sell him for 10 million? Yeah. I mean, I spoke about him last week. Age 29. Age 29. How much can Arsenal realistically get for a Granit Xhaka who's supposed to be in his prime? So that's the easy question for me. Would I sell Granit Xhaka for 10 million? Mate, I'll sell him for 5 million. I'll sell him for £5 million. We've got a second moderator in the live chat. Monty says, Wagwan Alex and California TV family, brother. Yeah, he's also reminding everyone, please subscribe. There you go. If you are new here. Beating up small teams and our gassed up fans through street parties against Wolves and Aston Villa. Well, I mean, from a celebrationary point of view, we've got to celebrate when we beat teams. That's part and parcel of football, isn't it? You celebrate. But I'm more concerned about the fact that we're not able to we haven't beaten Liverpool. What, is it 19 meetings now? 18, 19? Man City? Chelsea? We've got to be able, once we can do that on a regular basis, then I can probably say, oh, right, okay. All right, fair enough. Now we can claim something. But we don't have a claim to anything. A change in the culture. I mean, when Arsene Wenger left, or when he in like the last few years, there was a culture. Was it a good culture? Was it a positive culture? No, it wasn't. No accountability for players. Not good. And then Unai Emery comes in. It's got a wave of issues to deal with. The players changing the culture for a positive culture. And then you know how that got played out. Mikel Arteta comes in. And I said this to one of my close friends now. It's funny. It's very interesting when people are determined that a face is going to fit. When people are very, very determined that, what people say, this face fits. Or the opposite, when a face does not fit. Do you get what I'm talking about? The powers that be, the powers have it. When they are determined that a face does not fit. I'll leave it there. Do you know how Balogun is doing? I was going to talk about him. Was it yesterday, day before? There's a news segment that he's actually. I know he's going to come back to Arsenal once the loan spell has finished, and the report was saying that Balogun is most likely going to be our striker. I'll leave it there. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But what I've been saying for the last 2 seasons is you've got to give these young players a pathway to the senior squad. Otherwise, what's the point of having an academy? What's the point of having an academy if you can't show them a way? The vision, realizing their dream of playing in the senior squads. If you can't do that, just scrap the academy. And we've had notable players come through the academy over the last 4-5 years. And don't try and tell me it's only because Mikel Arteta is here that Saka has had a breakout season, Martinelli has had a breakout season, Emerson Rowe had a breakout season. It happened under Unai Emery's tutelage. That's when they had their breakout seasons there, not under Mikel Arteta. That's one thing. In regards to Balogun, I've said it so many times. You've got to give these players little bits of experience of playing in the Premier League with the senior squad. Got to give them the experience. And then what happened at the beginning of the season, because at that point we didn't realise what had happened with the COVID. We just saw who was spearheading the strike. Well, our strike force. It was Balogun. Now, if we had given him opportunities to play, some games in the cup games, some minutes in the Premier League, then he might still have been with us. But the fact of the matter is we gave him like little spits and spurts and said, oh, right, he's not ready, put him out on loan. But anyway, get back to the main point is what I've heard is that, he's made it plainly clear, literally, that he's looking to be the main guy when he comes back to Arsenal. So I love that. It's not arrogance, but the guy is bullish about it. He's bullish. He's had time out with the Borough under Chris Wilder's tutelage. So let's see what happens when he does eventually come back to Arsenal. But the report actually said, literally, that he's most likely going to be our only striker come next season. Thinking, oh my goodness. Seems like a lot of Arsenal players are out of contract this summer, so there won't be many transfer outgoings, just players released. Yeah, again, released players, no money, nothing for them. Nothing for them. Ivan Toney is a better striker than hold up link, up strength, energy, near complete. Really? Better than CR7? Lacazette, he helps the youngsters. Why not offer him a player coach role? Would he want that? Would he want that? I think whether he stays with Arsenal or he eventually goes abroad, that's going to be his last big payday for Lacazette. So yeah, a player coach role could be. That Nunes from Benfica is very interesting transfer target. It looks like a really good young striker. Darwin Nunes. I think I did a video actually about him. I agree with her. Yeah. All of his own making. Arsene Wenger. And when you've gone through the situation and you can reflect and being wise after the event, but being honest after the event. But, Lee Dixon, oh my goodness, but, it's all of his own doing. I was thinking, oh my goodness. And then you see previously, it was David Dean saying, well, his contract was coming to an end. And he convinced Arsene Wenger to stay. Prosper, what's happening, Prosper? Hope you are keeping well, my friend. Monty Nunes won't be coming to Arsenal to stifle Nketiah's progress. Quite sarcastic there. Arteta says he trains extremely well, according to the manager. Assembled, man. That's funny. That's very, very funny. Like 3 London buses, all our moderators, 3 moderators now. I hope you keep it well, Static, my brother. Oops. I agree with you, Alex. All the top 4 teams at CCL, Man United, we need. yeah, where we take points off all of them, or in my opinion, no progress. Can't have a claim to anything. If you're not able to show that you can beat those top four teams, scalp one, two, or all of them, to me, it doesn't mean anything. Won't mean anything. Emery had to deal with the worst Arsenal squad and a board, some members still there. Yeah. And a lot of attitude, player power, and no backup. And that's why I say, when people determine that a face does not fit, or when in their opinion a face fits. I mean, let's put it to a test. How many of you comparing Unai Emery to Mikel Arteta? You cannot tell me that Mikel Arteta is more experienced than Unai Emery. So how many of you would take, a Europa League trophy? Unai Emery did it 4 times. I think he's won it 4 times now. 3 on a trot, and then just won recently last season, and just smacked Juventus in the Champions League. That could have been Arsenal. It could have been Arsenal. But the problem is, like I said, when people are determined that a face does not fit, the face does not fit what we're looking for, or a face fits, this is what happens. That could have been us. If we had given him more time, more support to get rid of the negative elements at Arsenal, we got to Europa League final, didn't we? Only for the players to mess it up. And Nacho Monreal, although he was talking about Mesut Ozil, he said actually, Unai Emery had an underrated first season, only for the players to let him down. It wasn't Unai Emery, it was the players. Has Balogun scored a more than Ketien? You know the answer to that question. I know what you mean about face fits, but has CV know of the credentials? CV? I'm not sure what do you mean, CV? Big up all Gooners here with us, and we really appreciate your time on Canon Foyer TV. And like Monty always says, actually all the moderators, make sure that you do subscribe, be part of the community, help us grow, enjoying all the content currently running on Canon Foyer TV. So give me a quick, I'll use this as like a segue. Just to remind you guys that there is no Easy Talk tomorrow. I will be coming live tomorrow morning because I'm actually now I'm on my holidays, my homes. So I'll be going live almost every single day, apart from maybe Saturday and Sunday. And so by that, there will be no Easy Talk until next week, Friday, because we're back in action next week, Monday. The Canon Project will be back on Monday, 5:30 p.m., where I'll be joined by some guests leading up to that there. Now, in regards to my brother's watch dogs, I have no idea what's happening about that. I'm sure at some stage he will come up and say, well, actually, bro, yeah, I'm going to be doing it on this day. But he'll be running that. But I think we're supposed to be doing like a special show on Saturday, but I've not done my homework. So we might have to leave that, actually. We might have to leave that. But the major changes are going to be, I'll be coming up live almost every single day, apart from possibly a Saturday. Definitely not on a Sunday. Not on a Sunday. The missus, I'm not sure the missus will allow me to do that. And that's it. With the content in regards to the transfer news, I've tried to kind of ramp it up again. Yeah, try to get some traction on that. If you would like me to do a video or some research about a particular player that Arsenal should be going for, you can leave the comments in the live chat and I'll read them. I'll do the research, I'll do the video, and I might mention your name. In regards to the player profile, where we feature a player who's played for Arsenal over the last 40 or maybe 50 years, Yeah, I've done one. The last one I did was about Paul Marinello. Um, so again, that's most reliant on you. You know, which player you think I should feature. So you're not going to see a Dennis Bergkamp. You're not going to see a Tierney because, again, I try and feature players who have played for Arsenal over the last 40, maybe 50 years at Arsenal. All right, let's go back into the live chat just for the last time before I wrap up this one. Emery made a lot of problems for himself when he revealed that Arsenal had no money to spend. I mean, that's nothing new. I think the problems were the fact that the players that he was having to deal with. I don't think the fact that he said, actually, you know, I actually, all the players, if we do have players, there'll be all loan deals. That did he create problems because he mentioned that? I don't think so, because I remember that press conference. And we had Dennis Suarez, didn't we, for a few games? Oh, what a mistake. And Bob Trinidad striker, if and when I will move to Palace, change allegiance. What's wrong with you? Him as your striker, truly significantly a Finnish club. What Emery faced with that board and players, imagine had to deal with it also. It was just like King Canute, you know, just trying to deal with a wave of issues at the club. King Canute, man. The assembled. I didn't mind Emery's honesty. Embarrassing that we had to do loans, but that was the transparency everyone was asking for, not the PR and riddles that Odegon Arteta is chatting. I completely agree. We've called for transparency, and then we go back to Arsene Wenger, who he was like the fall guy, wasn't he, for the board, taking the bullets, hang them out to dry. But here, at least you had a Unai Emery saying, actually, you know what? The club doesn't have any money. If we bring in players, it has to be loan deals. So I don't think that created much problems. It was more like about the players we had and the culture that he was trying to change and not having much support from the board. And then the media and then the fan base disrespecting Unai Emery. Good evening. The last time I checked, evening was spelled with a V, not a B. I mean, it's not his fault with his pronunciation, but the guy can speak how many languages? How many languages can Unai speak? This first press conference in English, not his mother tongue. Won the Europa League now 4 times. Arteta is talking because Wenger kept quiet. Paymasters, isn't it? It's paymasters. For Emery, my kind of manager, bring him back forever, Emery. Oh, do you know what? I wouldn't want him to come back. You know, as much as I rate and respect Unai Emery, I wouldn't want him to come back. For how the club, the media, the fan base disrespected it, and the players as well. I'll stand here and applaud Unai Emery and say, you know what, fella, if you're watching now, would you like to come on Canal 4 TV so I can interview you in my broken Spanish? But no, I'm serious. I wouldn't want him to come back. As much as I respect him, a lot of things would have to happen for Unai Emery to come back. I get rid of maybe some more players, the board, get rid of all the board members, change the ownership. Then we could probably talk about that. But I wouldn't want Unai Emery to come back to Arsenal. No. Wenger, Arteta, same puppet, different outfit. Emery's January window of loans not as bad as this January. Just weaken the squad. Yeah, I was going to comment about the previous live chat comment, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go there. I might upset a lot of people. Actually, do I really? No. Not bother about that. Not bother about that. Let's just go into the poll and see what's happened with the numbers. Have the numbers changed significantly? So we're on last one. We were on 262 votes. One comment. Oh, it's a new comment, and 14 likes. Let's see how much we're on now. Let me refresh the page. And remember, the poll was who will finish as our top scorer at the end of this campaign. Who? Tell me who. Right, we only got 3 more votes, and yeah, it's actually stayed the same. It stayed the same. So I'm not going to bother, read that again. Let's have a look here. Right. I'm going to end the show because actually, you know what happened? I actually forgot to put the charger on the laptop, so the battery is about to end any time soon. But what I will say is thank you guys for tuning in on this Thursday, short, sharp Thursday show. It's chilly outside. It's cold outside. All right, people. Will I be coming live later on this evening? No, I won't. I'm going to enjoy watching the movie with the missus. Yeah, I ain't coming live. Quality of life, man. Again, don't get so caught up in the ambition. Yeah, it's a good thing, letting you focus on improving your life, but don't lose sight of what's important. What's important to me? My family and my health. At all costs, my family and my health is more important than anything else in this world. And I've got a wonderful, beautiful woman next door that I'm about to go and speak to and have a conversation with and watch maybe a movie or two. Oh, what's happened there? I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, right, the catching came out. So until then, you have been listening to our channel. The 4 new segments, Lacazette, we'll talk about, Rob Holding, our 20 goals striker, Arsene Wenger, and David Rocastle, may his soul rest in peace. 21 years on. Incredible. Until then, you've been listening to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.